Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Pancho, back at you again with another video. Now, I just did a video about the unknown T situation, and it seems like there's a bit of an update. Now, before you watch this video, I advise you go watch my other video that I literally just did. It gives a bit of a backstory, and it explains the timeline of events leading up to unknown T's arrest, and how he's now in court facing charges of murder. And before we get into the video, I just want to take this time out just to say rest in peace to Steven, and my thoughts and condolences go out to anybody who's been affected by the situation. So for you guys that don't know what's going on, and to basically sum it up, unknown T along with Ramani Boreland and Mohammed Musse are on trial at the Old Bailey for their alleged involvement in the murder of Steven Narvaez Jara. But like I said, I've already done a video on the backstory, so feel free to go check that out before you continue watching this video. So unknown T's trial had started yesterday, and it was heard in court that unknown T was directly involved with knifing Steven to death at the house party on New Year's Day of 2018. And for you guys that don't know, he's been charged with a murder and violent disorder along with Ramani Boreland 21, while a third defendant, 21-year-old Mohammed Musse, is charged with violent disorder. The jury heard how the victim and the three defendants had been at the house party in Bartholomew Court on the Red Brick Estate in Islington when a fight broke out because Musse was bothering a female guest. He was grabbing girls, annoying people, the court then heard, and tried to slap one of the girls' bottoms, prompting her boyfriend to threaten to punch him in the face. The hostess, 19-year-old Kinga Poloska, had tried to prevent violence by employing two door staff to search guests as they come in, but the incident with Musse sparked a large brawl. Kinga had drawn up a guest list of about 100 names, and the two friends were hired because she was worried about gate crashers. The security, Jordan Gola, and his girlfriend Elise were contracted to stay until 2 AM, and prosecutors say they arrived at about 10:30 PM, and that's when they were given the list. Prosecutor Crispin Aylett QC said that Kinga told Jordan that some people on the list might be bringing +1s. She then went on to say that if someone was not on the list, either he or his girlfriend Elise should call Kinga down so that Kinga could decide whether to let somebody in. The prosecutor then added, later however, Kinga had told Jordan that if people turned up who were not on the list, he should just write their names down and let her know. Steven had originally been on the list, and he had talked about the possibility of bringing some friends, and on the 29th of December he argued with his girlfriend Shadell Madix, Kinga's close friend. Shadell had asked Kinga to take his name off the list. Shadell says that Steven knew he was no longer on the list, but kept asking Shadell if he could come. In the event, he would have known he was not on the list, and it does not seem Shadell would have changed her mind. The court heard that the victim Steven had actually been asked to leave the party after arguing with his girlfriend, but had been waiting in the kitchen for a friend to accompany him. He got into an argument with Musse when Musse had demanded, "You gonna start something? What are you gonna do?" And Steven had replied, "I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just here to get a drink." And this prompted Musse to shove him. Prosecution then went on to say that unknown T, and Ogunzola were all involved in the attack, and as I previously said in my other video, Ogunzola died in an attack in April of 2018. He then went on to say bottles were thrown, weapons were brandished, and at one point Steven ended up on the floor in the flat, and it was heard that he was attacked by a number of people. Steven was punched, struck with pieces of wood, hit with a machete, and stabbed twice in the chest and once in the arm. The stab wound to Steven's chest entered his chesty cavity and passed into his heart. They quickly proved fatal, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. The incident had happened at around 2:30 AM, and this was 30 minutes after the two door staff had been told they could leave and had been paid by Miss Pulowska at around 2 AM. The prosecution said it does not seem as though it would have made much difference if the door people had stayed on. When the fighting broke out, a number of people were to arm themselves with items that were already in the flat, and the scale of a brawl was such that there was little they could have done. Musse is not believed to have been involved in the stabbing, and prosecutors said at that point he had left or he had been dragged out of the kitchen. And the court heard that Lena, aka unknown T, and Boreland had used fake names when they arrived at the entrance on New Year's Day. Boreland was said to have used the name Wilson Brown, and the court heard that Lena is believed to have used the name Daniel Sterling. The jury had heard that the case had been difficult to investigate because the number of people at the party, the differing account of witnesses, and people not wanting to cooperate with police. And the prosecution then went on to say, in the 2 years since the incident, Daniel Lena has achieved a degree of success as a rapper going by the name Unknown T. All three defendants admit being at the party, but they all deny the murder and any wrongdoing. And the trial is to go on for the next 4 weeks, so as always, I'll keep you guys updated. So it's very interesting that the fighting had taken place in the flat. Now, I always thought it was outside because all the pictures we seen was outside, so clearly after the incident had taking place, it seems like everything had went on outside. And if Unknown T does get sent down for this, I mean, he was there at the party, they've admitted it, then he's gonna go down for a long time and he might as well kiss his career goodbye. And it's really sad again, like I was saying in my previous video, how you could be on top of the world at one point. I know this happened before his career blew up, but it's crazy how you can be on the top of the world at one point and it all be taken away from you, because that's just how the streets go at the end of the day. And if you're in there and that's the stuff that you're doing, then you do get caught up in things like this. And it's crazy to think that although, yeah, Steven shouldn't have been there, he didn't really want any problems with Musse, and Musse had just started on him. And then the fact that Musse had started on him and he's left the situation, and now Unknown T and Boreland are potentially going to get sent down for murder, just goes to show you that you shouldn't always give a knee-jerk reaction to certain situations, because the guy didn't even want to put up a fight. So, and you know, it's such a shame. It's sad all around, because again, a man has lost his life, and Unknown T, if he doesn't beat this case and he doesn't end up getting found guilty, then that's his career over, and it's going to be a big loss for the drill scene. But again, I just want to say rest in peace to Steven. My thoughts and condolences go out to anybody who's been affected by the situation. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section below. Give the video a little like. If you want the latest drill, street and music news out of the UK, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your boy Ape Honcho, and I'm out.